Well, good morning. It's 45 degrees, and I'm definitely not in Phoenix, Arizona. In Soldotna, Alaska, and it's not 110. It is 45 degrees. It's really brisk, but it's beautiful. I've got a great verse today, just one verse. Take a moment and just read it to you. Every now and then I'll pause and give you a picture of my surroundings. But I'm currently headed to the Kenai River, short walk from where I'm staying. At a Daryl and Terry's house, friends of the family of Diana, relatives. Mica 6:8 is the amazing verse. Mica 6:8. He has told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? And the verse says three clear, basic life, daily, second by second principles. What does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. This walk and talk, August 12th, Wednesday morning, about approximately 6:20 my time, Alaska time. What is good? What is good? He has told you, O man, what is good. It's a message, Micah chapter 6, verse 8, of good versus evil. And there's no doubt that's needed in today's environment. What is good? What does the Lord require of you? Well, number one, Roger, be fair. The text says, do justice. To understand that in simple terms, be fair. Second, be kind. It says to love kindness, be kind. And third, it says to walk humbly with your God. Be humble. So be fair, be kind, and be humble. So what does it mean to be good? How does one be good? What does one do to be good? You're fair. You're a fair person. You're kind. And you're humble. It's interesting, the text is defining goodness on the basis of what does God think? What does God require of you? God has told you. Mankind understands that to be civil, it means to be just. It means to be kind. It means to be humble. So this is a passage, a verse, about horizontal relationships, people to people, but it's driven by a vertical relationship with God. What does the Lord, Jehovah, Yahweh, what does the Lord require of you? He has told you. It is simple. What is good? Be fair, be kind, and be humble. Now it's interesting that there's a two-part. Not only is this a relationship between people, whether that be husband and wife or marriage couple or family members, or whether that's between employees or between neighbors or friends. That's the horizontal side, but it's a goodness as it relates to God. Walk humbly with your God. So justice and kindness and humility is a vertical definition of goodness. It's not like you're walking, as I'm walking right now, only with someone else, if I was walking with someone else, but you're walking with God. So what does the Lord require of you? Roger, walk with me. Talk with me. As you live your life with other people, be just, be kind, be humble. So as I walk out toward the Kenai River, which I'm about to show you, it says, be humble. It's amazing when you think of God and His creation. So I'm going to give you a picture of the Kenai River right now. Looks like this. So when you think of walking with God, you think, wow, look at what God has created. Look at His goodness. Roger, what does the Lord require of you? Be fair. Be kind. And Roger, be humble. Be humble, the text says, with your God. So all of us are constantly in battle, are we not? We're in battle with God. We're in battle with ourselves. We're wrestling with others. And the text says, Roger, come on, bow. Recognize you're not God. Every day of our lives, we get up and we want to become arrogant and prideful. And Mica is telling every human being, you know what to do. Be fair. Be kind. Be humble. Be humble with God, and you'll figure out how to be just. Be humble before God, and you'll figure out how to be kind. This is the Kenai River in Soldotna, Alaska. A group of men from our church next week will begin to make their way up to this amazing area. We'll probably do some fishing on the Kenai River and the Swanson and the Russian and probably a few others. But every day as we live our lives, back up and understand what God requires of each one of us. So let me just speak for a moment as we try to understand this concept of what is good. Take the word justice. I've been saying the word fair because that's probably the quickest way to understand it. So it's that concept of even-handedness. Don't take advantage of other people. Do fairness. So make sure that wherever you're at and you look at another human being, doesn't matter who they are, everybody struggles in life. Everybody feels like there's a deficit, that they've lost something. Everybody tends to feel like they've come up short. And there needs to be a system, not just of legal justice, but moral justice. So live life in a way that people recognize, hey, that's a man or a woman of fairness. I can trust that person. See, God is just, isn't he? In Mica chapter 6, Mica chapter 5, we begin to hear the prophet talking about a Savior would be born in Bethlehem. I think that's Mica chapter 5, verse 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. A Savior will be born in Bethlehem, and that Savior is just. And God extends justice to us, fairness. How does he do that? We don't deserve it, but he sends Jesus Christ to die on a cross. And Jesus takes the punishment, and we individually experience the justice of God. Mica is saying to every human being, be balanced. Be balanced. Don't take advantage of other people. Today you're going to see all kinds of individuals wherever you're headed. Red, yellow, black or white, smart or not so smart, rich or poor. It really doesn't matter. God says, Roger, be humble, be kind, and be even-handed. Be fair to people. I think it's interesting that word kindness, love kindness. In the Hebrew, it's hesed. It is the concept of loyal love. God is saying, come on, Roger, be kind, listen, all the time. Be kind, be faithful at being kind. Loyal love. Be dependable, that people can know that you're kind. Roger, you know what good is. It's to have empathy, compassion. When you see something that's not right, something that's unjust, something that's not fair, Roger, your job is to step in and offer some kindness, to begin to balance the scales. There's a zillion applications, isn't there? So in the process of trying to help fairness or justice, Roger, don't become mean, be kind. That's what the text is saying. He has told you, Micah 6:8, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice. So if you're at work today, don't cheat, don't deceive, don't betray, don't manipulate the numbers. What does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, be fair, to love kindness, be kind, and to walk humbly with your God. Roger, whether you're speaking or doing or enjoying the Kenai River right now, wherever you're at, walk humbly. In other words, that humility is a quietness in your spirit. It's not about you. See, humility is a recognition that, Roger, you didn't make this river. The seagulls that you hear, you didn't create them. God did. The mist over the water as the sun starts to come, you didn't create any of this, Roger. This is all God's handiwork. So today, as you think about goodness, look all around you. You can see God's goodness in so many different places. As I said last week in my walk and talk, God has labeled every leaf, every tree. He has it all codified. Everything that we can see Everything that God has created, nothing escapes him. He's created it. What has he told you to do? What does the Lord require of you? This is an obligation, a requirement. Roger, be fair, be kind, and walk humbly with your God. When I look at this definition of goodness, I think it's really a statement of be gentle. When I think of Jesus Christ, our Savior, I see a gentle person who's fair to everyone. So as you get up, as you embrace the world, take a moment and plan how you're going to live. Make that plan be simple. Do what is fair and just to your neighbor. That kindness, be compassionate, be empathetic. Offer that mercy, not just to your neighbor who's immediately in front of you, but when you get to work, your family member, wherever. Roger, don't take yourself too serious. It's amazing how we want to exert ourselves and puff ourselves up and become something that we're not. Remember, this is what the Lord requires of each one of us. So as you're headed to work, or you're headed in one way or another, as I go down this boat dock to the Kenai River, just enjoy the beauty of what God has made. You can see the boats moored upriver. You can hear the water hitting the dock. You can see the birds, seagulls. It's just a beautiful piece of God's earth, and let it humble you. Be fair, be kind, and be humble. Well, from Soldotna, blessings on you. Look forward to enjoying some fishing in a little bit, and it's just a privilege to take a moment and be together. Blessings on you. Remember, what is good? Goodness is being fair, being just, being kind, and walking humbly with your God.